Hi, boys and girls. Well, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you had fun with those YouTube videos on this or that, or I Spy, or what you're most thankful for. This week, I have 2 games for you, and you should have gotten a packet before Thanksgiving. And inside your packet, there should be 2 games. Now, these will also be posted on your Google Classroom, but I learned not too long ago that you cannot print if you're on a Chromebook. So I went ahead and made packets for all of you. If you're on a desktop or a laptop or something, then you can probably print. But for those of you that cannot print, I went ahead and made packets for each and every one of you, so you would have the materials handy. So in your packet, you will find some cards that look like this, and then you will also find a game that looks like this with a spinner. So we'll talk about that one in a minute. The first game that you're gonna do is called Fitness Cards, and it's a concentration game or a matching game. So if you've ever played a matching game before, you know that you have to match cards. Well, on the ones you got in your packet, there are going to be 2 sets. So there's 2 sheets with exercises and another 2 sheets with exercises, and they're identical because you need 1 of each to match. So you're gonna cut them out. So that's the first thing you'll have to do. I've already cut some out so that you can kind of see what I did, but you'll just cut out your little boxes, and that way you can flip them down into a card game like this. All right? Now, some of the exercises that are on your cards might be outside kind of things. If it's raining and you cannot go outside, then you would just remove those cards and play with the ones that you can do inside, because there's a lot of things you can do inside, okay? So, I already have mine cut out, so I'm gonna show you here. Let's see if I can scoop my table over just a little bit so you can see the game. And hopefully somebody at home would play with you. Brother, sister, mom or dad, grandma or grandpa. It's a great little thing to do, maybe after Thanksgiving dinner to kind of get us moving. So I have all my cards laid out, okay? And remember, if you have outside activities that you can't do, take those cards out before you lay them flat. So then you would just take turns picking cards, okay? So if I picked this one, it says, run or jog 2 times around your house outside. Hopefully it's not yucky out. And then you could pick another card, and if they match, these don't match. This one says jump as high as you can and touch a spot on the wall 15 times. They don't match, so I'm gonna put them back, okay? Then it would be somebody else's turn if you're playing with someone else. Now, they would go, maybe they get do a tree pose for 15 seconds in your kitchen. Okay, a tree pose is kind of like a yoga pose. There is a little picture on the card. It doesn't show up very good, so you can go onto your Google Classroom and look at the papers on the Google Classroom, and it will show it a little bit better for you. But that would be one. And then do a tree, oh, I got a match, woo, 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 woo. So if I get a match and they're identical, you have to do that activity. So I would get up and I would do a tree pose for 15 seconds. I'm gonna do it shorter so that I can continue on with this video, but a tree pose is either hands to your side or hands above your head, either way, and 1 foot to your side, and you're gonna balance for 15 seconds, okay? And then you get to keep the pair, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most matches, this would be 1 pair. Let's just pretend these match. This would be a pair, so I have 2 pair. This might be a pair, that would be 3 pair. Whoever has the most pairs doesn't have to do a final exercise, but whoever has the least pairs, let's say I have the least and I only have 2 pair, I need to do an exercise 2 times, so you get to choose. I was gonna say go outside and run around the house twice, 1 for each thing, but if the weather's not nice, obviously you can't go outside and run around the house twice. So maybe you choose to do 2 push-ups, 2 curl-ups, You choose an activity and you have to do it as many times as you have pairs. Unless you're the winner of the game and you have the most pairs, you don't have to do anything. All right? So that is the game of concentration fitness cards, okay? And this is a game, now you can keep it and play it anytime, anywhere, okay? Anytime you're bored or need some exercise. So that's that game. The second game I have in your folder, this one's kind of fun too. It's like, any of you ever played Chutes and Ladders? I like that game. It's a game of chance. If you land on something and it makes you go all the way back down, you gotta kind of start all over again. And if you go on one and you land on one that makes you go back up, then you get to go way up and maybe win. So this is my version of Chutes and Ladders. And you have one of these in your packet, okay? And it's also gonna be on your Google Classroom, all right? I didn't know if all of you had a die at home, so instead of assuming you would have a dice to play with, I made each and every one of you a spinner. Now, if it's not spinning great, if you lay it flat on the table and you pull up a little bit, not too hard or you'll rip your paper, but if you pull up just a little bit on the little brad in the middle, the gold thing, maybe the paper clip will spin better. Oh, spins pretty good. So I landed on a 2. You will have to find a couple of markers to use to move around the board. It can be a little piece of paper, it can be a button, it can be a coin, it can be whatever you have at home, maybe a flat marble, maybe a Lego, whatever you can find at home to be your marker. So you'll start on the start, and I spun a 2, so I would get to move 2 spots on the board. If I move 2 spots, it now says I need to do high knees. High knees is where you are standing up, and you bring your knees up, and you can also do it running, okay? Now, at the top of your paper, way up here, it says that you need to do the exercise 15 times, or if it's a balancing kind of a thing, you need to hold it for 15 seconds, okay? Those are the directions of the game. If you land on a turkey, and there's a lot of them on this sheet, it's a free choice. You look for the exercise you want to do, and you do your free choice exercise. All right? And that's how you play the game. Yeah, you just roll or spin the little spinner, move your marker, and whoever makes it 2, happy Thanksgiving in the middle first, wins the game. Another game you can keep and play anytime. All right, I hope you have a great week, and I hope to see you soon.